Hello, beautiful souls. Rare and special event. Like a super rare unicorn sighting, Sky is teaching some of the foundational Theta Healing certification courses online. It is one blazing rainbow of a portal opening up for a life-changing experience, all from the comfort of your own home. If you're interested in joining me, learning from my years of service to this international community, it's time to make your dreams come true and share with you one of the most powerful tools used to bring us into alignment, direct connection to the highest vibration of all that is, to ramp up your manifestation skills, all while creating impeccable discernment and empowering you with a map to the universe and beyond that will serve you the rest of this life and throughout lifetimes to come. If you're ready to step in, this is your time. If you're ready to clear your limiting beliefs and trauma that you haven't been able to get rid of this whole lifetime, pain or suffering, and general overall cosmic crap that you may think has been serving you, and move forward to be the most epic, brilliant, sparkly representation of self on this earth in a human body, this is one of the most potent steps I've discovered over the last almost 2 decades throughout all my travels, hanging out with all these healers all over the world that can help you get that for yourself. Taking these foundational certification courses with me after I've helped write and create these very foundational courses of Theta Healing that have made it internationally renowned and traveled around the world with the founder Vianna Stibal and her husband Guy is a unique, powerful transmission, a download in itself that you don't want to miss. Plus, I'm effing magical. After all, cell does talk to cell, and light travels faster than the speed of light, and light just is. For more details and how to register for upcoming courses, go to www.skyislimitless.com. Go to the Work with Sky section, and then you'll see all about Theta Healing certification. That's www.skyislimitless.com. Or you can just go to the show notes and click on the link there.
Welcome to Leading with Light, a wellspring for the transformational leader that you were born to be, where you can fill up and align, gather and be inspired, and bring your vision to light. Guiding you towards your divine connection and limitless possibilities, here is your host, Visionary Leader Extraordinaire, Sky Ahern. Poof.
Hello, transformational leaders. Welcome to this Love and Light Fest, your sweet spot for stepping up and getting your shine on. I'm your host, Sky Ahern, and you are listening to Leading with Light. Today's guest is Catherine R. Evans. Catherine began reading her dreams at the age of 5. She sees her dreams as allies as they herald changes in her life and then help guide her forward on her journey. In 2012, she began studying DreamWork with Jeremy Taylor, author and world-renowned master dreamworker, and now is a certified dreamworker with the Marin Institute for Projective Dream Work. After 25 years of teaching in bilingual education, she facilitates dream, writing, and art groups and workshops around the country. You can learn more about her at www.skyislimitless.com/Catherine, CATHERINE/. If you'd like to listen to more of our Dream On episodes, an adventure into the power of dream work with Catherine, you can listen to and download episodes 7, 11, 25, 40, and 51. And be sure to pass them on to your dreamer friends. If you have a dream you'd like to dive into, please share on Leading with Light Facebook group and or reach out to Catherine for a private one-on-one session at www.skyislimitless.com/Catherine, CATHERINE/. And keep your eyes peeled for our next online group of Dream On, a virtual adventure into the power of dream work. Welcome to the show, Catherine.
I am very glad to be here this morning. Thank you.
It's been a while since we've done some of our Dream On episodes, and I'm so excited to do this today. We have a very special guest who is with us and who has volunteered one of her recent dreams. Her name is Fabienne Slama. Thank you, Fabienne, for coming today.
I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to see both of you.
It's so wonderful to see you.
It's very good to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
Well, I want to start this morning with a few words about DreamWork in general, just to explain the process I use. It's known as Projective Dream Work, meaning that I see in a dream the meaning it would have for me if it were my dream. Each person views everything in their life through the lens of their own personal experience, and dreams are no different. Most of the time, it's difficult for a person to see the meaning of their own dream because we all tend not to want to see what we may have been hiding from ourselves. Therefore, I offer my view of a dream, and the dreamer may be able to recognize through my interpretation what their dream is saying. The only person who can really say what a dream means with any certainty is the dreamer herself. Well, the dream we're going to consider today is one in which the dreamer, Fabienne, had recur for several years during her childhood, and then it came back again just a few years ago. Recurring dreams have important messages for us, which is why they keep repeating. Recurring dreams, in the words of Jeremy Taylor, often turn out to be concise, metaphoric statements of as yet unfulfilled aspects of the dreamer's fundamental life task, or the deepest value conflict in his or her life, not just in the moment, but over the entire span of time during which the dream has been recurring. Every dream is in a metaphor. And recurring dreams set out a metaphor which is sort of at the core of what we need to do at the time the dream is happening. It's about our life task, or it might be about a value conflict, something that we really need to do in our lives, but we're not doing. So that is how they help us. And one of the tenets of projective dream work is that all dreams come to us in the service of health and wholeness. And I can assure every dreamer that no matter how scary the dream is, the fact that it's showing up in our lives now indicates that we are capable of taking action in waking life that can resolve the problem or conflict that the dream is highlighting.
Woohoo! Congratulations, Fabienne. You are ready.
I'm excited. No, I'm so ready.
When my clients come to work with me, they have an agenda. They want to work on what they want to work on. But your dreams kind of share with you, in my opinion, what you don't want to work on. So if you can kind of trap them by writing them down on a piece of paper, then you can get some support and be able to start diving into it. Now, I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what dreams mean a lot of times, but Kathy takes it to a whole new level, looking at the archetypes, the many different layers, and even colors, locations, smells. So when you're writing down your dreams, if you write down every little detail, it's going to help you not only remember more, but it's going to give anyone you have help you figure out what your dreams mean more information.
Yes, dreams have many layers. That is something I actually didn't mention. They can mean various things at the same time. So there's always in a dream a health aspect. There's always a collective consciousness aspect to the dream. There's so many layers, and we probably won't have time to get to all of the layers today, but maybe the work we do will help you see even more layers in what the dream is presenting to me as, without your own perspective.
Well, that's a great thing about it, because the more you pay attention to things, the more you see, right?
Exactly.
So it makes sense that when you're working with dream one time, it's going to just help you be able to look at it again. And sometimes, when we do those kind of things, we think, oh, we've already looked at that, but there's always more information. You can dive deeper and deeper and deeper. So just imagine this as being the first step of looking at it beyond the way you've already looked at it, right? By writing it all down and thinking about what it means to you. So you're taking it into maybe a third or fourth level. And then I think there's a big aspect of literally writing it down. I think that takes it to a different level when you're actually physically writing it down. And then when you share it with somebody, you let someone else see it written in the written form versus telling them was one thing, but writing it down and letting them see it, it gets more vulnerable, right?
It's totally different. I totally agree. Even rereading it for myself. Totally different meaning. So thank you for allowing that.
Yesterday, I was sharing on a Leading with Light Facebook group, which please join at any time on Facebook so we can have this little community, our little Divine Spark of Light, Leading with Light community. She was sharing on there that she was feeling excited and a little scared about doing this today.
Yes, it's a dream that has been present for me since the age of 5. So, and at time when I was a kid, it was coming back night after night after night, between the age of 5 to the age of 8, about that timeline. And every night I was praying for this dream to not come because it was very scary to me.
Oh, yes.
And so it came back to me about 2 years ago, and more recently as I was working with you, Sky. And there's a part of me who is excited by this dream, but is also afraid of it because it was very scary to me as a kid.
So this is the cool thing. When we're afraid of something, it takes so much energy in our being to keep ourselves away from it. Not one thing, but also it triggers our subconscious and it makes our subconscious want to keep us safe. But in this case, your subconscious is communicating this to your dream and it's trying to let you know. So the more intense your dream is, the more scary it is, the more repeating it is, the more it's trying to get your attention. So when you take the time to share this with somebody who's like a pro like Kathy, it's going to help you free up so much energy in your life. And we're not going to just like look at what this means and hear Kathy's amazing interpretations of it, but we're going to take it to the next level. We're going to find some downloads that we can do or some belief work that we can do in theta healing so we can actually really calm down your nervous system, listen to your subconscious, honor your subconscious, teach you what you want to know, and move on from there so that you're locked and loaded and to ready to live your life in a whole new way with your energy going forward.
Super excited.
I would like to say one thing about the nightmare aspect of dreams is when our whole beings for thousands of years have been hardwired to pay attention to what scares us. That's what keeps us safe. So that is why the subconscious brings this nightmare in this form so that it really grabs your attention. It's not that there's in real life something that's going to, attack you, but it wants to present that same urgency so that you pay attention.
Cool.
So are we ready at this point to hear the dream?
Yeah, but hey,
yes.
I think, when I work with people, it's really nice to front load them, fill them up with a lot of love and safety. And so let's pray first. If Fabienne is open to it, maybe we can go up and we can teach her what it feels like for her to feel safe in every cell of her body to be able to move forward and that she's held and loved and supported. Sound good, Fab?
Please. Sounds amazing. Let's go ahead.
Good. So if you'd like to join us for the meditation and prayer, please just take a moment, stop what you're doing. Just tune into your heart and take a big deep breath in. We're going to breathe up the energy of creation, that sparkly white light, that highest vibration of all that is, up through the soles of our feet, up into our legs and our hips and our torso, filling up all of our cells with this unconditional love all the way up to our shoulders and down into our arms, and then all the way up our neck and into our head. We're going to come up out of our space in a beautiful ball of light, noticing what color your ball of light is. We're going to go up past the trees and the clouds, past the stars, past the planets, past the universe, past the multiverse and the dark lights, up past these different layers of white lights, wave into the masters and the angels and the gods and the goddesses, and we're going to go up even higher through this thick jelly-like substance, the laws of the universe. And in this space, you're going to see this pink cotton candy-like energy, the law of compassion. You go right into that energy and feel that energy of compassion for you, the divine spark of light that you are on this earth. Going deeper into that pink cotton candy-like energy, you can see this window of sparkly white iridescent light. And as soon as you see it, you're just going to step into it, and it just goes poof. And all around you, you see this sparkly energy, highest vibration of all that is, that creates all things. See yourself in your beautiful ball of light and reach up out of your bubble, gather as much energy as you need and bring it into your bubble and just become that light. And from here, we're going to pray. Mother, Father, God, creator of all that is, thank you for my life, Atana, all that is. Thank you for the life of Kathy, and thank you for the life of Fabienne, and thank you for the lives of all the people who are listening to this episode today. Thank you, Creator. Be with us today as we dive into this dream and show us the magic, and may it serve all who's listening. Oh, while we're up there, Creator, is it okay if we teach Fabienne what it feels like for her to be safe, to listen to her dreams, interpretations, to find out what her subconscious is trying to tell her? May she be held and supported in the highest and best way. Would you like to know what that feels like in every cell of your body, on all 4 levels, in every area of your life, in the highest and best way?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you, Creator. Oh, poof. So it is.
Oh, it feels so much better. It feels more giggly and more fun and more relaxed. Yes.
That's what that sparkly white light's going to do to you. Make you more giggly, more fun, and more relaxed.
Yes.
And you're very shiny, too.
Yeah. It's just being in your presence and excited.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, the more we do that meditation, the more we do that prayer, the more we pop up in that energy, the gigglier we get, the happier we get, the more joyful we get, the more energized, the more healthy, the more positive, the more infinite possibilities we can see. And the more we can learn how to consciously co-create and discreate what we choose to have and what we choose to let go of in our lives. And I got to say this about Fabienne. Fabienne is an amazing healer herself. She has been around the world and she helps all sorts of amazing women just tap into their lives and tap into their potential and help things move easily and effortlessly in her life. She's also my friend. And thanks for that hug. And then she's also worked with me privately, and she's also recently taken some of the Theta Healing certification courses that I've been teaching. In fact, she's taken all of them. And it's
so much fun. And when you're taking me through the prayer like you just did, I just jump ahead and have fun in this sparkly white light. And just this morning I did it 3 times already. So it's so exciting. It's like going back home each time.
Oh, it's like going back home. Yes, it is. And you are so shiny. And so let's go, Kathy. What's next?
Okay, next, I would like Fabienne, if you would read your dream for us, because it's always good to hear it in the voice of the dreamer, and that will give everybody an idea about what we're dealing with.
So this dream, basically it started when I was in elementary school. So the image is the one of being in the middle of a staircase right here in the darkest place of my school. Actually, I don't know if it was my school, but it felt like it. And in this staircase, I could see a glass elevator, and I had no choice but climbing into this elevator. As soon as I step inside of it, the door closed and I'm trapped. There's no way out and no way in. The door has just vanished. There's a button on the side of this elevator and to go to different level. And as I look through the side of the glass elevator, I can see the kids running in the staircase all around me. And they are just having fun, running. They don't even notice that I'm here. So this elevator, in some way, I can sense it can take me to freedom. And it looks a little bit, for those of you who have read the book of Roald Dahl, there's a story about being in a glass elevator, and that reminds me a little bit of this story. But when I was visualizing this dream, each night I will see myself in this elevator and I will pray for this elevator to go through the roof and let me escape the school. So I will go in the elevator, press the top button, saying, okay, let's go higher. And I would get excited and I will sense this elevator going higher and higher. And I could see the kids around me, and I could see some kid will smiling, more laughing about seeing me on the elevator. And I could sense myself in this elevator going higher and higher, about to go through the roof of the school and getting out into the wild and to freedom. And unfortunately, each time in my dream, I will reach the roof and I will feel stuck. At the moment the elevator was reaching the roof of the school, it will stop. I will try to reach the button and press on them and to ask them to take me higher, and each time there will be no button anymore. So I was feeling trapped in this elevator and I couldn't get out of it and I couldn't press any button. And the only fear as I was in this elevator was that instead of going higher, the elevator will stop and go sideways, because I knew that if it was going sideways, it will take me to a very, very dark place. I could sometimes see it stop and literally move to the side and go into, I couldn't see what it was, but I knew it was very triggering all my anxiety. And when that happened, I could see the other kids almost saying, see, you couldn't do it. You thought you were better than us. You thought you could escape, but you are trapped. And you thought you could find those buttons to go higher and to go out of the school and to escape this daily gray routine we are in, but you're not better than us. You're just trapped in the same darkness, in the same way of doing things. So yeah, that was basically the dream. So I had two choices in this dream each time. So either the elevator will go up and my dream was, please let me go out of it, or if it was not going higher, it will stop at some point and go sideways. And then it was like, I'm going to this dark place and I don't want the door to open because I know it's going to take me to a place that I'm very scared of. So yeah, basically that's it. And it was a dream with different variation, but always very similar to that took me through almost every single night from the age of 5 to the age of 8. And at some point, it totally disappeared, and it came back to me about 2 years ago when there was the Me Too movement. So I was like, was there something that I was aware of that was going on in this school? And at the same time, the dream came back to me as the sky was guiding me more recently into seventh plane. And when I was seeing myself going higher and higher in my bubble of light.
When we were doing the meditation that we just did in
the
class.
Same meditation that we just did, I was like, oh, this bubble of light is exactly like my glass elevator. It feels exactly the same.
Wow.
And it's like, oh, I want to go higher and higher. But when I was a kid, somehow I was afraid of it. I was afraid of crashing into the roof. I was wanting to go through the roof. I was afraid to go through the roof. I didn't know what to do with it. So, okay, that's all.
But and like when we taught you the meditation,
yeah,
then what happened?
So when we touch into the meditation, this couple of months ago, what came up was suddenly I saw myself going higher and higher, and this time I went through my roof, and it felt like I went through the ceiling, and suddenly it became light and easy and fun and giggly. And I was like, whoa, that's what I wanted to do for all those years as a kid. And that I was never able to do because there was so much fear about going there.
Excellent. So wonderful.
So, okay, there's so much. I'm ready to listen to Kathy. I'm ready to listen to you, Sky, also.
Okay. So I'm glad that you gave some context to the dream so that the listeners knew that you started when you were about 5 to 8 having this dream, and then it came back later during the Me Too movement. I think those are both significant. But let's start with looking at some of the images, because the images in dreams they all have symbolism behind them. So first, the stairs, the door, and the elevator. Well, stairs are a means of getting us up or going down to somewhere, as is an elevator. And ascending or going up in dreams is associated with increasing energy, higher consciousness, moving forward. And descending is the opposite, a decrease in energy or going down into the unconscious. So the fact that you're going up in the dream, you always want to be going up in dreams. That's just the way it is. Up is better. Down is a more problematic in dreams. So you're going up. That's a good place to start going up. Doors, which this is one of the first images in the dream. Doors in general represent the opportunity for change, because stepping through a doorway indicates that willingness to accept change. It's going from one state to another. So because this door was in a school setting, to me, in my dream, I would be there to learn something.
So she said the elevator was glass and the door was wooden. I thought that was interesting.
Yes. Now, dreams often give us sort of like puns. So wood in English is spelled two ways, W-O-O-D, which is the material, and W-O-U-L-D, which is like the possibility. Right. So the fact that the door is wood is just like, okay, what would you do? So that's another opportunistic symbol. An elevator is essentially a box. It's a trap, even if it's glass. And glass is another image that we're on the inside and something's on the outside. We can see it, but we can't access it because there's this barrier between us. So glass is something that is separating us from sort of what we want or what we could have, what we're looking at on the outside. So the elevator is a box or a trap. In my dream, every night, I willingly go into this trap. Nobody is out there pushing me. Nobody is forcing me. I'm scared of it. I always am terrified, but I don't feel like I have a choice. I have to get in this elevator, and it's going to take me through the roof. That's my hope. And every night I pray that this is going to take me through the roof. Through the roof is sort of like beyond my expectations in English, the phrase. At the beginning, I push the button for up, and it usually goes up until it slows down, and then sometimes it goes sideways. Now, going sideways is another phrase for something going wrong. If something goes sideways in your life, it's not going where you want it to go. It's going the wrong way, and it takes me to this really dark place. When it goes sideways, to me, that means like it's blocked energy. For sure.
It feels also like a little out of control. We'll talk about control in a minute. Okay.
So it's blocked energy, and then the buttons, which are the means of control, disappear. In my dream, this indicates a lack of control in my waking life, which when I'm, 5, that makes total sense because children don't have a lot of choice or control in their lives. Adults are always making decisions for them. And what you had said in your email to me is that you had been made to skip 2 grades, and that puts you in a very confusing situation. It puts you in a socially awkward place because you're younger than everybody else. And then they think, well, what are you doing here? You think you're so smart and that kind of thing.
And that separation of the elevator thing too.
Right.
Wow.
Right. So I can see where the control would be a big symbol. To have the lack of control. The buttons completely disappear. I don't have any control. And even the door disappears. So now I don't even have any opportunities left. I'm stuck in this box. And many changes were made without me having any control. And also my parents or my grandparents who look after me may be very controlling by nature. or culture. I don't know. And maybe you would want to say something about that as far as your parents.
My parents were actually not very present. They were working a lot. My mom would be more self-centered, more narcissistic type. So it was all about her. I was mostly raised by my grandmother, who was an old woman and behaving like an old woman, and I didn't really relate to her in so many ways. She was loving, she was nice, but she was not playful. She was not a kid.
Okay, so I can see from what you're saying that is actually, that elevator box now looks to me like I'm all alone. I'm isolated. Mm-hmm. Nobody is in the elevator with me. I'm pretty much on my own as a child. So I'm praying to break the boundary of the ceiling, the roof, which would be a type of transformation if I managed to do that. And then in references, I get a religious overtone, a religious layer to this whole dream because I'm praying, for one thing. I'm always praying to go through the roof. And this makes me think of the longing to make contact with God. Going through the roof, obviously, would be, up into the sky or the air where Creator is said to reside. Also, you say, when you wrote this dream to me, you say the children, some of whom would hide and some would be crying in silence because they too had experienced my faith way too many times. And I think you meant to write fate, but these slips that we do when we write things mean something. So you say that they had experienced my faith way too many times. So I was wondering as a child what your religious feelings and upbringing were. Looking at this in my dream, is my faith a source of pain, maybe from unanswered prayers, or...
I don't know. So it's interesting. I had a phase where I was religious, but it was way later as a teenager. As a kid, I was not raised really any way religiously, except to know that I was Jewish. This being said, I was probably very spiritual because I would say as a kid, I had a very, very deep belief. So my belief at that time was that we were living in another place, in another planet or somewhere else that was a real life. And every night we will go to sleep on that place and we will dream a life on planet Earth. Oh. And every morning we will wake up and go back to our planet, and that will be experienced on Earth as death.
That's a very interesting belief as a child.
As a very young child, I had this belief over and over again, and I don't know where it came from.
Well, it can be coming from that knowledge on your DNA, and it can be up to 7 generations ancestral, so it could have been ancestral teaching. It could have been on a soul level. It could have been past life learning about spirituality, because I know you've been around the block in other lifetimes. So that can come in even without any training in this lifetime. You can still have memory of that. So very interesting.
That is. And that makes me wonder about that longing and sort of the conveyance that takes you from one reality to another. The elevator can be a symbol of that, of here I am in this school, but where I really want to be is this other planet where I live. And I pray, and maybe I think in my
or plane
dream,
of existence.
Right. In my dream, I would be praying to a higher power to sort of sort this out, to help me as a child with no control, to help me make that jump from one existence to another. And as children, we have such great imaginative powers that, we can have imaginary friends and we make up whole worlds and even twins make up whole languages between themselves. So we have a huge power of imagination. And me being in this elevator all by myself, I think this is a great power that I have to transform that reality of being there into something else. I'm looking for that door that's going to take me to another place. The aspect of the elevator ascending reminded me of the ascension of Christ. And so I thought that was important to bring up that spiritual connection in this dream, that spiritual layer. In a whole different layer of this dream, I also see the elevator as a symbol of blocked sexual energy. I think nothing is more of a phallic symbol than a rising elevator, and it terrifies me. And so in my dream, I have some experience perhaps with unwelcome male sexual energy that I have to repress and send sideways. And that's why the elevator goes sideways to this really dark place that I really can't even identify, so that reality, that knowledge can't come to light. Because if there's been any kind of sexual abuse or indirect uncomfortable sexual behavior, a child's psychic response to that is amnesia. They protect themselves by not remembering. And that just brings up that layer. It doesn't necessarily mean that happened, but it's a question, especially when you say that this came back to you during the Me Too movement, that it is a question there.
The image that came back at the same time was witnessing spanking of little girl in that school.
And that's a very interesting thing, because in little kids, something that lands as a sexual behavior, uncomfortable thing, it doesn't necessarily have to be interaction with sexual experiences. It can be someone making fun of gender or a part of the body, or it can be witnessing something that is like spanking. So it doesn't have to be actually a sexual thing, but it can register as a violation sexually in a kid's psyche.
Right. So that could be part of the imagery here with it going sideways to a very dark room.
Do you want to say anything else about that, Fab?
Actually, it's funny, but I feel like a download around that. So, Sky, if there's something that resonates.
Like a little download around that?
Yeah, download around safety.
Okay, so we can do this little safety download, because we got to hear more to see what all of this is about. But
go ahead.
Yeah, just let's do a little safety. Yeah, because that was like a surprise to me too, a surprise to you. So that it's safe for you to feel, and it's safe for you to find out more what this is going on. And this is now, and that was then, and you're good and you're safe now. How's that?
Thank you.
Would you like that one? Hold on just a second. Let me witness that. We got you, baby. Creator's got you. You got you. We're going to listen to more of what Kathy had to say and see how it all ties together, okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you for asking for what you need.
And then maybe the last thing that I would want to sort of tie in with this is that it's a natural thing during childhood to repress sexual energy because we don't understand it. And then the last thing was, when a dream comes back, like it did, a couple of years ago to you, then I would always want to ask myself, what in the energy of this time is the same as, what kind of problem is the same as I had when this dream was occurring to me? Because if it comes back, it is saying, okay, let's look at what you were experiencing then and what you're experiencing now, and how is this tied in? Because there always has to be some link between the two times. And I don't know if you have thoughts about that.
Actually, it makes total, as you're saying that, what comes back is, as I said, my mom was a narcissist. And at the time when the dream came back, I was in a relationship with someone who was a narcissist. Mm-hmm. So the lack of control is an obvious one. Uh-huh. The being manipulated, the not being free of thinking and being who I am, definitely. Thank you for bringing this awareness. The next time it came back was in a more positive way. So I don't know if you want to look at that one too.
So the next time it came back was after we taught the first basic Theta Healing Certification course.
Yes.
That's so cool.
And when we did the seventh plane meditation, and I could feel that my roof ceiling where I was blocking myself was fifth plane.
Right. Yeah.
And as soon as I went beyond that, that's when I could go to this freedom, lightness, joyfulness, giggly energy, which was the seventh plane of existence.
In the basic Theta Healing course, we talk to you about the 7 planes of existence. And whenever we do the meditation and it walks us up into prayer, into every episode of Leading with Light, we walk you up through those layers. And of course, we don't have time to teach you all about that, but we do in the class. And in that class, we talk about going up through those different layers and what those different layers are. And the 5th plane of existence is where our angels are, our soul families, Council of 12, our Heavenly Mother, our Heavenly Father, and different gods and goddesses and such. And it's where humans kind of tie into religion a lot. There's a lot of fun energy there. It's a feeling for little masters on this earth of going home. So in your dream, it was kind of like you're going up through this elevator, going home every night and then coming back to earth, right? But in that energy too is that Heavenly Mother and that Heavenly Father. And that was kind of not exactly in your childhood. It doesn't sound like there was a little bit of a void. Mm-hmm. So you were going into that energy every night, which is really cool. But there's also a lot of ego and there's a lot of drama and some stress up in that energy. There's good versus evil kind of energy in like there's good angels and there's bad angels. And so it can be fearful and it can be stressful, but it also has that place of Heavenly Mother, Heavenly Father.
Yeah, the other thing I wanted to say is that often when a dream from childhood comes back, when you're an adult, it is sort of a signal that now, because you are an adult and you've matured, you now have the tools and the capability of dealing with things that you didn't have the ability to deal with when you were a child. Now we're much older. We have a whole new set of tools at our dispense. So the fact that this came back in 2018 or a couple of years ago when you were having that relationship, a dream always, when it comes to us, says to us that you can deal with this. If you can figure this out, you have the capability of dealing with this problem now. So in that sense, and it sounds like you were able to resolve at least partially what was causing this, because I bet you haven't had that dream since.
No, so as a dream, that was only at that time. And actually, I was able to say no to this narcissistic manipulation. Right. So to recognize it for what it was and say, I cannot accept it and move away. So that was very good. The next time it came back was in the class as Kai described it, and it was a totally other dimension of the dream, which was a more positive. It was more the spiritual and the ascension part of the dream.
Right. Very good.
So going up to the 5th plane is very, very common. There's a lot of humans that really like that energy. It's a very spiritual energy. It's a very fun energy. You can liken it to some elevated societies on like Star Trek, where you go, where everyone's in cool gowns and there's big columns and everybody gets along and has like this oneness energy. It's really a high vibe energy, but that's not the end all be all. The gods and the goddess on that energy use the energy of the 7th plane of existence, and they know how to go beyond the laws and into the 7th plane of existence. That just is energy. So you're trying to get to that place, and it can be really good and yummy, and it feels like you're going home, but it also can feel like it's going sideways. And if you go sideways, then you just hang out. In the 5th plane of existence, there's rules that you have to abide by. But when you go up to the 7th plane of existence, it just is. It's just love. So there aren't any rules. And there's only love. There's no fear. So you're in this total element of protection and expansion and oneness with the energy of creation. You're a divine spark of light, and you have the capacity to co-create at free choice. Ultimate control is your free agency. Unconditional love, the highest vibration of all that is, loves you so much, you are so free you can choose bondage. But you're also so free you can choose freedom. So would you like to know what it feels like to choose freedom through your free agency?
Absolutely, yes.
And if anyone else would like that out there, we're going to give you Creator's definition of what that is and what it feels like, and to be able to choose fully your free agency and ultimate freedom through infinite unconditional love, the highest vibration of all that is. Just say heaven yes.
Heaven yes.
Heaven yes.
Okay, hold on. Would you like to know it's safe for you to connect to that highest vibration of all that is, that seventh plane energy, that infinite unconditional love, that just is love?
Yeah. Yes.
You say heaven yes at home, you can have that download too. And would you like to know that you're always connected through all time and space, in between time and every existence you've ever thought about living, even if you haven't thought about living it? You're always connected to that infinite energy of all that is, that highest vibration, seventh plane existence. Ultimately, you're a divine spark of light, and then you choose to be whatever you want. But in that choice, you're always connected to that infinite unconditional love, creator of all that is, seventh plane of existence, whatever you want to call it. God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Great Sparkle Pony, whatever you need to call it. And through that connection, would you like to know that you are cherished and you are always special?
Yes.
Yes.
And that you're always free to connect to creator of all that is. And that you can trust that connection and you're knowing to connect so that you can live on this earth with others, knowing, free from fear, doubt, disbelief.
Yes.
Good. Nice.
You know the download that I would like?
What would that?
I would like a download about always having the courage or the safety to step through the door.
Yeah.
To step through that door without any fear.
Yeah. Would you like to have that too, Fob?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody else out there? Well, Creator says, would you like to know there is no door unless you put it there?
Yes.
Would you like to know what it feels like to have courage to step forward and take your next spiritual step in your life, fully connected to creator of all that is?
Yes.
Or love, whatever you want to call it. And would you like to know you can create and discreate doors? They can be glass, they can be wooden, they can be purple, they can be pink. They can exist, they can not exist. Would you like to know that you are co-creating everything in your life, highest and best way, with creator of all that is?
Yes.
And would you like to know that there's actually some training that you can get that will help you understand what the heck I'm talking about? That humans have actually figured out a few things that can illuminate these things, and you don't have to be bonking your head on the roof of your knowing for the rest of your life.
That's true.
Yes.
Would you like to know that whenever there's like a limit, a block, or you feel trapped, that there's always a way out through the connection of creator of all that is?
Yes.
Yes.
Just say yes at home if you like that. Heaven, yes. And would you like to know how to find the highest and best help on this earth to help you move past any of those blocks, limitations, or negative, outdated, limiting subconscious belief systems?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I want you to imagine going up and shaking hands with your subconscious. Say, okay, baby girl, we're on the same page. We're moving forward. Thank you for that dream. Can you feel out of all of this how special and how creative and how amazing you were as a child to have that dream?
That was kind of weird already.
Well, I would say you were pretty cool. Would you like to know what it feels like to be so special and unique and amazing and cosmic, even when you're a baby, that you could recognize that as a child in yourself and appreciate that?
Yes.
And pat yourself on the back, knowing that you protected that magical part of yourself now, and now you know how to set it free even more and work with it.
Yes.
Anybody out there, you just say, heaven, yes, woohoo! All right, we're going to integrate that, take a peek, have a quick chat, and we're going to wrap this up. How are you feeling, Fabienne?
So much better. Thank you.
Me too. Thank you. How are you feeling?
Thank you. I just love the way that when working dreams, even if the dream isn't our own, that we can have so many insights into our own worlds through another person's dream. So thank you so much, Fabienne, for bringing that dream to us.
Thank you, Katie, and thank you, Sky.
Thank you, Fabienne. Well, I do think that is another example of when we pay attention to ourselves and we explore and become conscious of ourselves and we take it to the right audience, we can actually heal, and it can heal others.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much, Fabienne, for your bravery today and your inquisitiveness, and take it to the next level, because now you just helped all of us. Isn't that beautiful?
It's wonderful. Yes. I'm so excited.
Awesome. And if you'd like to listen to any more Dream On, an adventure into the power of DreamWork episodes with Catherine, you can listen and download episodes 7, 11, 25, 40, 51, and of course this one. That's 7, 11, 25, 40, and 51. And be sure to pass them on to your dreamer friends. If you'd like, you can share your dream on the Leading with Light Facebook group, and we can share it with Kathy and set up a private session with her, or you can maybe be invited to do an interview on this podcast. Very cool. Awesome. Fabienne, Kathy, it has been such a pleasure having you join me here on Leading with Light. I love what you're up to in the world, and I know how much the planet needs people just like you. Thank you.
It was a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Kathy. I had so much fun.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Fabienne, for bringing that dream to us, and it was just a pleasure seeing you again.
Woohoo! Dream on!
You've been listening to Leading with Light. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a single episode. And while you're at it, please leave a rating and review, and be sure to share it with your friends. Tune in every Tuesday for more exciting ways to help you pop into true divine connection and clarity, live in the energy of limitless possibilities, and delight in the love playground. Get your magic on and make this world a happier place. Yo.